A drooling and farting dog on a long flight caused an uproar. An entire town in Portugal is flooded by red wine. And the lying down contest enters the 20th day as competitors vie for the laziest citizen award. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the universe, guys. Oh, yeah. A couple is demanding a refund after they were seated next to a drooling and farting dog on a 13-hour flight. Well, I didn't know that annoyances qualified as a reason for free travel. If that's the case, I should get some free travel. I sat next to a drooling, screaming, farting child on a flight. I didn't then go to the counter after it and ask for my money back. I just assume whenever I fly, I'm going to be annoyed. I don't think anyone got a refund on the diarrhea flight either last week, did they? I read the whole story, and it didn't seem like anyone got a refund on the diarrhea flight. That'll forever be known as the diarrhea flight. If you guys aren't familiar, listen to the episode last week where I covered someone had major diarrhea on a flight. There's a lot of stuff going on planes that is very unsavory these days. Just got to deal with it, guys, I think. Although maybe you can get refunds for such things. I don't know. I never thought to ask for refunds when I'm annoyed. A couple is demanding that Singapore Airlines refund their plane tickets. It was a flight from Paris to Singapore. First of all, someone flying from Paris to Singapore, you know what kind of person this is? This is a person that doesn't really need the refund. I'm just going to tell you right now, all right? Paris to Singapore. Oh, my goodness. And by the way, you're flying Paris to Singapore, just sit in first class. What's wrong with you? Rich person? This is a rich person, I'm assuming. It says they were sat next to a dog that was farting, drooling, and snorting throughout the flight. Snorting what? And I want to know if the dog was sharing with everybody else on the flight, whatever it was snorting. You know when someone snorts near you and they don't share? I'm always like, come on, man, you better share. I'll meet you in the bathroom. Okay, this story's going off the rails right away because I'm highly caffeinated. So sorry. We have Gill and Warren Press from New Zealand's capital, which is Wellington. I didn't know that was the capital of New Zealand, Wellington. Well, I'm learning, guys, because I'm dumb. They want Singapore Airlines to give them their money back for a 13-hour flight because of an unpleasant experience. So crazy. I mean, usually flights are such pleasant experiences. You had an unpleasant experience. That's quite out of the ordinary. You should deserve a refund. Press family. The couple said they bought 2 premium economy seats on a Singapore Airlines flight, but ended up moving to economy because they had to sit next to another passenger's dog that was drooling and farting throughout the journey. Dog farts are pretty bad, though. I mean, what's worse than a dog fart? Can you, I don't know, I've never been extensively around other animals that fart, but I'd imagine a dog fart is up there. Pig farts are probably pretty bad. Oh, imagine a rhino fart. That might take the cake. I don't know why. I just look at a rhino and it looks like its farts would just be rancid. Anyone work at a zoo? Can anyone confirm that rhino farts are just way over the top horrible? Dog farts are pretty bad, though. I don't know what's with these dogs, what they're eating, but their diets are really out of control sometimes. The couple said they weren't informed they were going to be sitting next to a dog prior to the flight. Yeah, they don't tell you whatever you're sitting next to on flights. I don't know if you've ever flown before. Couple from New Zealand. They don't tell you ahead of time. I mean, I don't get a pamphlet describing the people that I'm going to be sitting with on my flight. I don't know what airlines you fly, where you get a profile of the person you're flying next to, like a dating app of some sort. Here's a link to the person sitting to your left. Here's a link to the person sitting to your right. Psych, it's not a person, it's a farting dog. But you can watch a video of the farting dog so you can judge whether or not you want to continue this flight. No one knows who they're sitting next to, stupid. This guy, Gil, says, I heard this noise. It was a heavy snorting. I thought it was my husband's phone, but we looked down and realized it was the dog breathing. First of all, it was the lady in the story named Gil. I guess Gil is a name for women. It's a female's name in New Zealand. All the Gils I know have been males. Anyways, they say they heard the heavy snorting and thought it was the husband's phone. What kind of ringtone does your husband have? I'd like to know. It just does your husband's phone ring like this? Oh, that's my phone. That's my phone. That's my ringtone on my phone. It's a dog's heavy breathing. You know, it's one of those French bulldogs that have asthma. That's what I chose as my ringtone. What does your husband's phone sound like that you mistook it for a heavy snorting dog? I'd love to know, Lady Gill. These people are dumb, just straight up dumb, from top to bottom. I don't know if I should continue the article. The rest of it's basically their complaints about what happened. Apparently, the dog couldn't be in the aisle because the trolleys can't go through the aisle. Yeah, no shit. And then so the dog's head was under my husband's feet. My husband was in shorts and was getting the dog's saliva goo on his leg. They complained to a flight attendant who eventually offered them 2 seats in economy that had been reserved for Singapore Airlines staff. I guess that's pretty nice. Offer them some seats. She said the couple were assured they would be contacted by the airline after they landed, but it took 2 weeks for the airline to reach out for them with an apology. And they offered them some gift vouchers, but that's not good enough. They said the value of the vouchers is not enough. They want a full refund of the flight, etc., etc. At the end of the day, I don't even know why I'm covering this story. I just thought it would be fun to talk about a farting dog on a flight, just like it was fun to talk about the diarrhea plane last week. These things can be entertaining. Unfortunately, this one, not so much. But, you know, I think the takeaway is it's pretty common sense, at least to me, that the flying experience is going to be uncomfortable for me. And I just don't know where it's coming from. It could be a delay before we get on the plane. It could be a delay while we're on the plane waiting to take off. It could be a passenger next to me. It could be a passenger behind me. It could be a passenger 8 rows in front of me screaming and crying. I mean, there could be a fight on the plane. I mean, I know I'm not getting fed anymore. That's a bit of an inconvenience. They used to just give me some food for nothing. And the last flight I was on, I didn't even get a free water. So, I mean, there's always going to be something uncomfortable. I just prepare for it. I don't complain. I say, I've chosen to fly. This is what I deserve. I get what I deserve. But maybe I'm out of line. Maybe I think I'm being reasonable, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I should have more in life. Maybe I should complain more in life, although I do complain quite a bit. But I know I don't complain about the flights because I know what I'm getting. It's a terrible experience from top to bottom, from beginning to end. My Uber to the airport, $100. Oh boy, we're already at $100. I haven't even gotten on the flight. I mean, the whole thing for me is terrible, but I just accept that. It's flying. It sucks. A town in Portugal is flooded by red wine. Ooh, what a nice flood. Not like those pesky floods that happen from, you know, heavy rains and typhoons. This is a nice flood. It's a red, red wine flooding the streets. Where is my straw? I'll suck it up. Red, red wine make me feel so fine, flooding my city all of the time. A coastal village in Portugal faced a flooding Sunday like no other. Here we have 600 gallons of red wine flowed through the streets of the small town of São Lourenço de Bairro. I think I said that right. São Lourenço de Bairro. 2 tanks of red wine owned by the Livira distillery were responsible for this red wine deluge. Video posted online shows the vino rushing down a steep hill through the town with a population of about 2,000 people. So you have 600,000 gallons of red wine for 2,000 people. What does that come out to? 30,000 gallons per person? Something like that? My math isn't so good. I don't have my calculator on me, which is really my phone. It's somewhere around here. But I think it's 30,000 gallons per person. That's pretty good. Definitely get you drunk for, I don't know, a couple years. That's a couple years worth of wine for everybody. Assuming that they, you know, they're not heavy drinkers. Although I don't know. I don't know these people. I've never been over there, but it sounds like a nice place to visit. At any moment, red wine might flow over your shoes. And then you could just bend over and have a sip. This alcohol torrent, they say, did not cause any injuries, thankfully. Causing material damage, though, as the red liquid flooded nearby roads, land, and entered at least one cellar. Now, how about that lucky person where the red wine fills up your cellar? That's great. Just break out your glasses, bro. Drop your glasses. Get yourself some red wine in your cellar. Invite your friends over for red wine night. You guys want to play cards and just scoop up the wine in my cellar? Help me get rid of this wine in my cellar. The local media reported the spillage, triggering a local environmental alert as the fire department made efforts to divert the wine to prevent the contamination of the nearby river. Oh, that's sad because I'm sure it could affect some wildlife in a negative way. Now, it doesn't say here exactly what the fire department's tactics were in their efforts to divert the wine. I'm going to guess they involved a charcuterie board, because that's how you divert wine, right into your belly. Hey! The Lavira Wine Distillery apologized for this terrible incident and said the company's going to take care of the damages. Here's the quote from them. I don't know what a Portuguese accent sounds like. It's probably a little bit Italian. We assume a full responsibility for the costs associated with the cleaning and repairing the damage, having teams do so immediately. We're committed to resolving the situation as quickly as possible. The article ends with a strange sentence that I'm not quite sure I understand, but we can ponder. It says the soil soaked with wine will be taken to a special treatment plant, according to the company. And that's how it ends. They just wanted to give you an update on what's going to happen with the wine-soaked soil. Apparently, you can't do much with the wine-soaked soil. I don't think so. Can you wring it out and then drink that crap? Just wondering, just using my imagination as I tend to do. I probably should do less of that on the podcast because it seems to get me in trouble. A lot of people probably listen to this with an eye raised and just questioning all your life's choices as you listen to this. Like, why am I doing this to myself? Why? Want to create your own podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record, edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video recording options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. Yay! The lying down competition enters the 20th day as competitors compete for the laziest citizen record. 7 competitors lying down on mats are vying for the coveted title of laziest citizen after smashing the previous record in a contest held annually at a holiday resort in northern Montenegro. I wasn't really sure where Montenegro was, but it's a country in the Balkans. Where the Balkans are, one can only guess. We have here a lying down record of 117 hours. It was set at last year's contest in the resort village of Bresna. But as this year's competition entered a 20th day, the remaining contestants said they were determined to keep on going, to break the record. Here's a quote from the 2021 champion, Dubravka Aksik, age 38. All of us feel good. Excellent. There are no health problems. They are pampering us. All we have to do is remain lying down, and we will break records. That's a pretty informative update by Dubravka Aksik. How'd you like to be the play-by-play announcer on like a sports show covering this event? And there they go. And they're laying down. Still laying down. They're doing it. They're remaining very prone this year. They're lying down. Ooh, contestant number 2 shifting a little bit, but still laying down, still looking. Contestant number 3 yawning. Maybe they'll back out. Nope, they're sleeping. And that's still lying down. So they're still in it, guys. They're still in it. Wow, this could go on forever. I don't know what I'm going to say for the rest of this contest, but I'm going to make up some shit. Yeah. Let's talk about the footwear they're wearing. We got some people in socks. Someone's wearing booties. Another person going straight barefoot, contestant 4. Wow, that's real renegade. Contestant 4 going barefoot. And, yeah. There's no pillows. They're not allowed to have pillows. I guess we could talk about that for a little bit. They're not allowed to have pillows, But they're still lying down without the pillows. These are real experts at lying down. Very lazy, these individuals. Let's see who's going to be the laziest. All right. Man, I'd rather be doing women's volleyball than this event, I tell you right now. Beep. And thus concludes my impression of a play-by-play announcer covering the world's laziest competition event. That's what you get for Weird AF News, guys. I do it all. It says here, the contest was launched in the tiny Adriatic country 12 years ago to mock a popular myth that labels Montenegrins as lazy. That's according to the organizer and the owner of the resort. I didn't know Montenegrins were known as lazy individuals. Well, when you live in around the Baltic Sea, I mean, maybe it's just beautiful there, and you might want to just lie around and drink red wine. If it's flowing through your streets or not flowing through your streets, it'll always be flowing through your hearts. This person says the 7 remaining contestants from a starting field of 21 had been lying down for 463 hours so far. Well, wait a minute. I thought they were trying to break the 117 hours and they were going for that. They've already crushed it. Why keep going? Well, I guess they want to crown some winner. 463 hours of lying down. Let me try to do the math here. How many days is this? Well, 10 days is 240 hours. So this is like twice that at least. And then add another couple. This is going to be a month of lying down. I don't understand how you really can do this. Now it's getting very impressive. I thought it would just be maybe 200 hours of lying down, which right there is a lot. But 463 hours thus far. This is amazing. Now, the rules stipulate that standing or sitting are considered a violation and grounds for immediate disqualification, but contestants are allowed to have 10 minutes every 8 hours to go to the toilet. Competitors can also read and use laptops and cell phones. I assume they could listen to podcasts. I wonder if any of the contestants are listening to Weird AF News. You could actually pull up your podcast player and then hit play on the Weird AF News episodes and just let it go. I mean, you could listen to 6 years of Weird AF News episodes, about 1,600 episodes. I don't know how many hours that is. I'm sure one of you nerds can figure that out. Too bad I couldn't have sponsored this event and, had someone listen to my podcast, and I would have sent them a Weird AF News t-shirt as well that they could wear, and then maybe get some press out of this. I don't know. I never think of such things. I don't have that kind of brain. I'm not very marketable. I never think of such tactics, which is probably why I don't have a lot of success with the podcast, just a few listeners. Maybe if I could get into stuff like this, I could really spread it wide. I should have entered this contest, although I don't think I can go 20 days lying down like that. I just really don't, unless I'm extremely hungover. And even then, I don't know. If I had mono, I could do this if I had mono. I laid down a lot when I had mono. Now, you're probably wondering, what do you win if you have lied down? Is it laid down or lied down? I can never get that right. If you had lain the longest, had lied down the longest. It's so tricky, that whole thing, with the lay and the lie. Anyways, I'm not going to go bother to look that up. I'll just assume I got it wrong. Well, here's what you win if you're victorious. You get crowned laziest person in Montenegro, which is pretty cool, considering how lazy they seem to be. You also get €1,000, which I guess you could then spend on all the cream you're going to need to rub all over the rashes you get from lying down for so long, if you lie down for a long time and you don't move, like those people in the hospital, they get all those rashes on their backside. Horrible, horrible thing. Anyways, maybe we should participate next year, guys. Who's with me? We'll do a little Kickstarter to send Jonesy over there to lie down for a few days. If I do anything, I'll do right by you. By you, I'll do right by you. Recording the weird news in a closet for you. For you, every day for you. That's right. So support the show. Support a guy that just records in his underwear in a closet. Why wouldn't you do that? How do you support the show? You're wondering. Well, very easy. You can leave me a review. That's pretty sweet. You can also recommend the podcast to a friend or a foe or a relative that you can't stand. That's a good thing to do. You can also support the show by buying Jonesy a coffee, keeping me caffeinated, keeping me going. It's my fuel. You can do that by going to weirdafnews.com. Click on the Buy Jonesy a Coffee, Buy Me a Coffee banner. Or you can join the Patreon. That's pretty cool. Patreon.com/WeirdAFNews, or download the Patreon app on your phone. Do a search for Weird AF News. Or you could sponsor the show if you'd like. If you know someone who'd like to sponsor the show, I'm probably going to lose my current sponsors by the end of this month, I believe. So I won't have any more. I might not have any more sponsors going forward. So we'll have to just find some sponsors to keep it going. You know what I mean? To keep the lights on here and a little bit of that. Anyways, we'll figure it out, guys. We always do. I always do. I always figure it out. I always figure out how to keep going. I always figure out how to just keep paying my bills by making people laugh. And it's not easy, I have to tell you. And it really isn't. It's a challenge. But we're doing it, guys. We're living life. This is what we do. If you want to email me and ask me a question, I'll answer it on the show. funnyjones@gmail.com. Or you could just make a comment and tell me what you think of the show. Whether it's negative or positive, I'll read it. It's okay. Same with your reviews. They could be negative or positive. I'll read both of them because, why not? It's, I think at this point, I'm just happy to get anybody writing anything about it and even listening to it. So, that makes me happy that it's getting some reach. Not much reach, but some reach. So that makes me proud. That's proud. Yeah, that's right. I'm black and I'm proud, guys.